Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going to share with you a few brushes that I handpicked myself that I find are essential if you're a beginner and you're looking to create the most perfect eyeshadow looks. So if you are up to date with my series, I'm sure you'll know that I'm very behind right now. This video is actually the last video of my beauty week, so it was supposed to be my upload for Friday of beauty week, but I wasn't feeling too well and I did try to film some more videos. I tried, but I just couldn't. I wasn't feeling it. I don't know if it's maybe because I wasn't sleeping well or whatever the case was, but I mean, I'm fine now and I'm full of energy, but I just can't fake it on camera. I need to feel the vibe. I need to have that energy so I can, execute things properly for you guys. So now that I am good as new, I am going to try to upload videos this week. This week is supposed to be fashion week, next week is lifestyle, and the week after that is business. That being said, I can't wait to share with you these eyeshadow brushes that I have. So if this type of video is something you're interested in, hit that like button, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell so you're always up to date with my latest videos. So if you're ready to get started, you know the drill already. Grab your drink, grab your snack, sit back, relax, and enjoy. And just a little side note, in case I'm talking a little softer and not as loud, it's because it's pretty late and my parents are sleeping right next door, so just FYI. If you're new to makeup, I know finding the perfect brush and knowing which brush to buy can be super intimidating. Whether it's a foundation brush, concealer, blush, it's super confusing when you have all these brushes of all different sizes, all different shapes, and that's why I am making this video today. So I will eventually talk about other brushes for like other makeup applications, but today's video will be focused on eyeshadow brushes that I find to be the most essential to your kit if you're a beginner in makeup. Realistically, there are so many different types of eyeshadow brushes and I cannot include them all in this video. The only brushes I am going to include are ones that you can get away with as a beginner that can help you create different makeup looks. So the first brush I'm going to show you is this one. So this is a BDELLIUM Tools 788 brush. And I love this brush because it has a flat tip, like a flat bottom, a flat surface here, but overall it's really fluffy, and what I use this for is to apply shadow all over my lid. So I use it for my base color. BDELLIUM Tools is a good brand for brushes. I have a decent amount of brushes from them and I can honestly say they're really good quality. They're super soft and they've never disappointed me. The next brush I'm going to show you is also a BDELLIUM Tools brush, and this one is really gorgeous. It's really pretty. It has this nice royal blue color, and it's the 778 large shadow brush. This would be slightly too big if you're using it to apply shadow on your lids. I would use this more for all over the eyes. So again, if you're looking to apply a base color just to prep your eyes for whatever colors you want to put on next, something like this would be ideal. So the reason why I'm showing you both is because this one is slightly more fluffy and rounded, whereas this one's more of a flat top. So it really is personal preference, whatever you're more comfortable with, but both of these brushes would work to apply around the eye. I think it's perfect for beginners. They're very easy to use. You can't go wrong with these brushes. They're big enough where it can cover the whole surface area, but small and precise enough where it won't create a mess. The next brush I want to show you is this one here. This one is a Royal and Langnickel brush, and it's the Precision Dome brush. It doesn't have a number, unfortunately. I got it as part of a set, and I actually bought the set at IMATS when they came to Toronto. But this brush, I have a few like this, but of course I grabbed my clean one to show you because the other one I have is used. but this one is perfect for the crease. So if you're applying a transition shade, this one is perfect to put on the crease, and you would normally use like a windshield wiping motions, but this one is stiff where it would apply the shadow very nicely. It won't make it move all over the place because you really want to focus it on that crease area, but it is soft enough where it will let you blend the shadow out. So the next brush I have to show you is this tiny LUXIE 215 brush. Now again, I'm not saying you have to get these exact same brushes. I'm just showing you what type, what style of brush really are essential to your kit if you're a beginner. So any brush like this, small, precise, you don't want something fluffy, these are perfect and ideal when it comes to shaping and carving out. And what I mean by that is, so just to give you an example, for my brows, when I finish my brows and I find that they're a bit messy at the bottom, I love to clean them up with this brush. So I just apply some concealer, and then with this brush I just tidy up underneath the brow. Another great use for this is when you're trying to do a cut crease. So once you applied shadow all over the crease and just around that area, and you want to clean up the lid space to apply, let's say, a lighter color, and you really want to clean up all the darker shadow that's fallen onto your lids, using a brush like this is perfect. You just want to put on some concealer or whatever base you're using to tidy up the lid, and because it's so small and flat, you can carve out the lid very nicely and it won't leave a mess or any streaks. It's perfect for liquid products because it's so dense. And speaking of lids, the next brush I'm going to show you is also a BDELLIUM Tools brush, and it's the 777 brush. So this one is perfect for eyeshadow application on the lid. So similar idea, it's super small and flat, but it is somewhat fluffy. So when it comes to applying powder, this is the most perfect tool. Again, it's small, so it fits precisely and perfectly on your lid space. And because it's fluffy, it's perfect for powder application. The next brush I'm going to show you is a very small dome-shaped brush. It's also BDELLIUM Tools. Unfortunately, I do not know what number it is because it's super old, and I don't seem to have a similar brush to this. Now this one, because it's a small dome-shaped brush, this one I would use for crease application. So just how I showed you this one over here, this one's perfect for around the crease when you're really trying to focus some color. A lot of times we'll put on the transition shade, so let's say like a lighter shade, maybe a light brown camel color around the crease. And then on the crease we'll apply another color, maybe like a brown or an orangey, copper, whatever the case is. But you don't want it to cover the first shadow you applied. So that's where you would use a smaller brush. And because it's a dome shaped, it's not too fluffy, but it's fluffy enough where it would apply the shadow beautifully on the crease. I wouldn't say it's good for blending, it's more for application. That would really deepen the eye, or even for a smoky look, really create that smokiness that you're looking for in that depth. So when it comes to blending, this type of brush is the most perfect brush to use when you're looking to blend your eyeshadow. And I have 3 of them. They're essentially the same thing, just slightly different in style. This is the one that I've been using more often. It's like my everyday brush. Can't hold them. And this one rubbed off, but this one is a, I think it was a, I'm trying to remember if it was a Morphe. I think it was one of the older Morphe brushes. I remember I got this so long ago at IMATS. But either way, I do have Morphe brushes here. So these are the exact same style of brush. This one's the Morphe R34, and this one is also a Morphe brush, and it's the Morphe E21. So as you can see, they're very similar in style. This one is more dome shape, and these ones are just more like puffed out. But these are perfect for blending because it's super fluffy and it really helps blend the colors you apply on your crease or around your lid, and it does a really great job. So again, if you want to check out these brushes, I will place the link down below. Unfortunately, I don't know the number of this one, but it's essentially the same thing. Like, what's the difference? They look exactly the same, except for this one, which has a bit of a dome shape, which I would still use to blend around. But this would probably be used to blend like a tighter space. Now this brush here is a angled shadow brush, and it's super small, and what I use this one for is the inner eye area. So when it comes to applying, let's say like a highlight or a lighter shade with the rest of my shadows, I like to use this one for the inner corner, only because the shape really allows you to get in there. I know sometimes I've used like a flat brush for the inner corner, but it just doesn't apply it as nicely. It's more rough, the application, whereas this one, because it's fluffy and it has like that angled shape, it just fits perfectly in the inner corner of the eye, because that area can be somewhat complicated. If you don't use the right brush to apply shadow in the inner corner, it can get all over the place and it's just going to create a mess. And another use for this brush, I like to use the higher corner of the brush to apply shadow underneath the arch of my brow. And the reason why I do that is to give an extra like highlighting effect to my overall look. And putting highlight or a light colored eyeshadow underneath the arch of the brow kind of helps lift the brow bone. It kind of creates this like lifted effect and helps with creating more dimension to your eye look. You can use technically like any kind of small brush for that, but again, I'm just giving you ideas just so you know how to make the most use of a brush, because I know when we're beginners, sometimes you just have 4 brushes to work with and you just gotta be creative in how you use them. And then last but not least, I have this brush here. I do have one exactly the same Morphe brush. This one, I believe it's Crown Brushes. I got a while back ago. This one is a very tiny brush. It's super flat and very rectangular, very stiff. This one is very versatile in how you use it. I would say mainly in 2 ways. So you can use this to apply liner to your lids. So whether it's like using an eyeshadow to create like the eyeliner effect, or actually using some type of gel liner or liquid liner, you can dip this in. And because it's stiff, it's really good with liquids. So you can create a liner look with this brush. Or you can even use it for the lower lids of your eyes. So a lot of times when you want to create like a precise line, then you can use this type of brush because it fits perfectly. And then you can always use like a different brush to blend it out, buff it out, like a fluffier type of brush, but this one is really good for precision. So that's another thing. I wouldn't use this to carve out, I mean, depending on how big it is, because I've seen some brushes like this that are slightly higher, not as short as this, then yeah, sure, you can use it to carve out and for precision too, but I mainly use this for underneath the eye, just to create like a nice, you know, like a lower liner look without actually using a pencil and feeling like I'm gonna scratch my eye out. I just use this. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something new. Again, I'll leave all the details of these brushes down below with their links, so you can check them out for yourself, visit their sites, check out the prices and like other type of brushes that they have. Again, it's a lot of brushes, but I find that these ones are the most important if you're a beginner, because they can help you create different looks. Of course, again, I'm saying again, there are other types of brushes, so many types of eyeshadow brushes out there, and I can't include them all in my video. I do have some others in my collection, but I consider these the most essential if you're a beginner. These are the easiest to use, the most practical, versatile, and I just feel like they're so essential for your kit if you're starting with makeup, and they can really help you create the looks that you're watching on YouTube, the looks that you want to practice and achieve. Trust me, these will be really helpful. If you would like a more detailed, maybe me actually using the brushes and creating an eyeshadow look with the brushes I just showed you, leave me a comment down below and I'd be more than happy to do that for you guys. But for now, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.